All right, let's go ahead and tackle this question here, my party people. And in this question, things are going to look a little weird because if you're used to regular distance rate time questions, you may not be used to dealing with rates in water. So let's go ahead and actually see how we'll handle this one. First things first, let's get that question sentence. And the question sentence reads, how far can the boat travel upstream in 4 hours? Everybody, let's break it down here. Let's make things a little easier. Everybody, it asks, how far? When we read that, when we highlight those two words only, everyone, what is it that we're looking for? When we only highlight how far, I think it's pretty clear, or a little more clear, that yeah, we're dealing with a distance. How far from point A to point B? Yeah, that's distance. So boom, from the beginning, we can hang our hat at least on knowing that we know what we want. Boom, the distance. Now, part two, we have to collect the information to understand what's going on. So I immediately read right after it says 4 hours. I read the word upstream. I see current is 3 miles per hour. I see speed of 15 miles an hour, but then it also says still water. I'm reading a lot of things, right? Who here is feeling a little overwhelmed with all of those things that I highlighted? Yeah, if you're feeling overwhelmed, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Let me break it down for you again, just bit by bit. So, if this were a normal distance, rate, and time question, let me show you how simply simple this would be. So let me just take my red little marker here, and let's say that we just cross this out. Don't worry, I'll uncross it, you're good. But take a look at this. Everyone, let's say that our fishing boat has a speed of 15 miles an hour. So let me go ahead and just say the speed here, 15 miles an hour. And then we have the time here, 4 hours. Everybody typically, what do we do with a speed or, a rate and time? What do we do to get the distance when you have the speed and the time? Yeah, we're going to multiply. Yeah, that's typically what we would do. So let me show you the trap of this problem. Typically, you would multiply to do distance equals rate times time. And if you do that without taking into account the current that's right there, if you don't take that into account, you have 15 times 4. And if you were to do that, 15 times 4 would give you 60 miles. And that would lead you to believe that answer choice C is correct, but it's not. Let me just go ahead and highlight that in red. That is the wrong answer. All right, everyone? And let me just explain why. The reason that this is the wrong answer is because this fishing boat, it's either fighting or working with the current. In this case, let me go ahead and just show you here. Let me just draw something out to make things a little easier for us to kind of comprehend. So let's just go ahead and say we have this stream, and let's say we have, our waves here, and let's say this is downstream and this is upstream. Okay, so we can go ahead and say again, if we're going down, that's downstream, and if we're trying to go up, that means we're fighting the current. Everybody, do you see that? If the water's traveling down, do you see that if we're trying to go upstream, we have to fight the water that's hitting us? And yes, to go ahead and emphasize what I see here in the chat box, the current always travels downstream. Always. Absolutely. So that's definitely something we want to write down. Everybody, when I go ahead and remove that red marking, how fast is the current? What's that going to be? The current that we're given here, it says 3 miles per hour. Now, that's not even the most important part. Everyone, the current being 3 miles an hour, and that means, again, it helps you go downstream by 3 miles an hour. And when we think about the boat, is the boat that we're talking about, everybody, is that boat going downstream? Or is that boat going upstream? Which way is it, everybody? Which way is it? Yeah, it's going upstream. Let me go ahead and highlight that for us. Let me take purple right over here. And we see that the boat is traveling upstream. So what does that mean, everybody? Let me make it real easy for you. This current that's 3 miles an hour, what this means is that if our boat is traveling downstream, we'll add 3 miles an hour to its rate. Because again, it's traveling with the stream. It's getting pushed, going downstream, nice and easy. However, if we are in this boat trying to go upstream, that means that the 3 mile an hour current is fighting us. What do you think we should do with the 15 miles an hour and that 3 mile an hour current, everybody? What should we do if we are fighting the current? If the current is making us slower as we go upstream? Yeah, we're subtracting. Absolutely. Absolutely. Remember, everybody, if we're going downstream with the current's helping us. We'll add that to the rate because we'll go faster. But in this situation, everybody, we have to be careful. It's not about the numbers. It's about what the numbers mean. And so here it says, hey, current's 3 miles an hour and the boat is traveling upstream. So we will subtract the 3 miles an hour. And once we do that, everybody, what is the true speed going to be? 15 minus 3 gives us 12. Right there. Boom. That's 12 miles per hour. And now that we have that, we can erase the mistake that we had earlier. So right there, goodbye. And now we can replace it with the actual math. To find that distance, we'll multiply the rate and the time together. And again, because we are traveling upstream, we subtracted 3 miles an hour, so 12 miles per hour. Right there. The time is still 4 hours. And 12 times 4, that's going to give us 48 miles. So if you were to just ignore the current, you would have gotten C, and that would have been wrong. If you would have added 3 miles per hour to your rate accidentally, you would have gotten D, 72. But if you would have done it correctly, if you would have subtracted the 3 miles per hour because we are fighting the current going upstream, that's what makes the correct answer here A, because you subtract 3 to get 12, and 12 times 4 gives you 48. So my party people, there it is. The biggest takeaway in this problem is that if the boat is traveling upstream, you are going to subtract the current because you're going to go slower. If you're going downstream with the current, you will add that current speed to your rate. That's really it. That's the biggest part right there. But nonetheless, again, that's going to be answer choice A for this one. And there's plenty more practice to get to. All right, which expression is equivalent to x to the power of 0 multiplied by x to the power of 28? So when we're tackling this one here, everybody, we have to understand some of these identity rules. The rules that, hey, they're there, but they might not show themselves every single problem. So that's kind of what makes a problem like this hard. If it just randomly pops up and you forget that anything to the power of 0 is 1, then this might make you second guess yourself. But here's how it goes. Anything to the power of 0, that's going to be 1. So this basically turns into 1 times x to the power of 28, which is just x to the power of 28, just like that. Another way you could look at this if you wanted to was from the lens of the product of powers law. So if we have x to the power of 0 times x to the power of 28, everyone, what's the rule? When we are multiplying powers with the same base, what can we do with those exponents? Yeah, we can add those exponents. So for the spirit of wasting time for no reason, we're going to add 0 and 28, and it's going to give us x to the power of 28. And there we go. So the correct answer here, everybody, is answer choice D.